I just wanted to execute the best race I could on the day, and I am so grateful to have had the day that I did. So the swim, the start, it was like I could barely see. I was nervous, and then I think I have to thank a lot of Wilms, I think, like pulled me back up kind of to Lucy, and I was just like, stay here, like you're good, you're good. I had my T1 all planned out, and definitely took a little while to get out there, but I'm like, the time invested is an investment. It's not any sacrifice in any way, shape, or form. Then the bike, I just wanted to ride well, and I was holding my watts. I was just in my race. I was a little worried I wasn't eating enough. I tried to, and then the run was just like surviving, but I cannot believe it.
I tried to really race my own race, and every time in the swim, I'm like, oh, I'm having a terrible swim. I see so many bodies ahead of me, but tried to not let that get me worked up. Stuck to my plan, put all the clothes on that I had in my bin, which it's easy to get flustered and carried away with catching the group and forget things, but I just did all the clothing and was still pretty cold on the bike, but no regrets putting like super thermal mitts on and stuff. Yeah, I was never hot on the bike, so I have no regrets putting all the base layers and stuff on, but just felt really strong on the bike all day. And in training as well, when it's cold out, I can push watts without it affecting me as much. So I kept looking at my power meter thinking like, oh, I'm riding super well, but it didn't feel overly hard. So it was a good sign. And I was still a little unsure of how I'd run, but yeah, coming off the bike with Lucy and Flora, two insanely good athletes that I respect so much. And I've watched on TV like more than I've actually raced them. So it's a bit intimidating to be running side by side with them, but just had a really good second lap, I think, and used the uphill to my advantage.
Yeah, I'm so happy. Sure, my last podium in Chattanooga seems like forever ago. My swim was really good. I was really happy with my swim, which is normally a weakness. And then onto the bike, and I struggled the first of the bike just to put gloves on, to put my feet in my shoes. It was just freezing. Yeah, and the first half of the bike I couldn't change gear. I was just really, really cold and thought it was going to be a miserable day. Then towards the end of the bike I started warming up a little bit and thought, okay, and now on the run I'm really going to have to move if I want a good result. So yeah, I just gave it everything on the run, and it hurt like hell, but I think it was worth it.
Almost forgot how it is to win a race, you know, after second in Edmonton and third in Hawaii, and of course it's nice to take the 70.3 world title, and that's something I've been missing, so now I have at least won them all once. Yeah, so I have another race next weekend too. So I had that a little bit in my mind, okay, how can I get through the run as easy as possible? I did believe that I would just be like going out in my pace and then leave Ben and Magnus behind, but then Ben was catching up. And I wasn't sure where he were like run-wise, because he's been doing great preparation there before. He's been second in the World Championships before. So I tried to just use his speed to just get into it and get as far into the race before putting in the hammer. And obviously pleased to open up the gap with like 4K to go. And yeah, it's a good day.
Honestly, yeah, I had just a great race. Was feeling solid the whole day and just trying to execute and getting off the bike. I've been here for 2.5, 3 weeks, and so I just was trying to run how I was running every workout I did on Diagonal, and have really enjoyed running on that road. So just kept the turnover high and was able to reel in the guys up front pretty quick. And then I just wanted to take charge to see, I wanted to take it to Christian, make sure that I wasn't leaving any stone unturned. And he had Kona in his legs, so I was hoping there was a bit more fatigue, but that's all you can do. I mean, super happy with how I was running. Second is amazing. Everybody wants first, but really it's just being able to race and being able to execute how I wanted and just be in it all day. That's what I was really looking for, and just seeing how my fitness stacked up against the best in the world. So to come away with a second and have that as well is just amazing. It's awesome. It's a lot of validation after a long and challenging year.
It's amazing. I was in a pretty dark space after Kona, getting the penalty and then bouncing back like this. This was I have been dreaming of since then. Yeah, so I had a really good swim, but then I made the huge mistake to forget my helmet in T1. So I had to leave my bike at the dismount line and go back and take off my helmet again and put it on. which was really depressing because I finally had hit the front group. And then I had to ride really hard on the bike because I was with Gustav at the start of the bike and I didn't want to bring him to the front, so I had to ride really hard to make sure I got a gap on him and close the gap to the front. And then sat in the group until Snow Canyon, tried to make some separation going up the hill and down, but didn't. Only Miki dropped from the group, so it wasn't that successful. And then onto the run, I thought I felt I was running strong and hoped one of the two in front would falter, but they didn't, and then I just hung on to third, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It was hard to prepare after Kona, some sickness, and yeah. And then I felt okay the last few days, and I think I was ready to have an okay race. But yeah, I felt powerless on the bike, and then the cold weather really did a number on my lungs, so my breathing was not good, and then it got worse and worse, and yeah, just not good. And then I decided to pull the plug